Oh gosh, I just kicked the light. Don't eat things! Whoa. You can't just eat things. Hi, I'm so glad you're here. This week I'm making something that I didn't have planned for this month, but once I saw it in action, I couldn't stop thinking about it, and now I have to make it. I'm not a very big video game person. I wish I was. I know there are a lot of beautifully made games out there with gorgeous graphics, wonderful storytelling and mechanics, and you know, all of these different things. I just don't have a great desire to play them. I think it comes from me not being very good at video games, so I'll get stuck and then I get bored of the repetition trying to get past the same spot again and again and again. But I do like watching people play them because then I get to appreciate everything the game has to offer. I get to root for somebody, maybe make fun of a few mistakes, and I don't have to get stuck in a repetitive loop of doing the same thing over and over again. All that being said, I do like some video games. Oh my goodness gracious! Oh my goodness. You're crazy! That was unexpected. There are still some video games that I really enjoy playing, and most of them are Mario related. I love Super Mario Galaxy and I love Galaxy 2. The soundtracks are just amazing. I also really enjoy Mario Kart, and I've played Mario 3D World because that's one of my little sister's favorite games. I also really liked the movie despite my reservations about some of the casting. Oh, I also love Super Smash. I forgot about that one. Princess Peach is one of my go-to characters in Super Smash, and I always play as either Peach or Daisy in Mario Kart. I'm a big fan of the princesses, so when Princess Peach Showtime was announced, my interest was piqued. And recently I played the demo that they released for it, and I loved it. Being a theater nerd, a pop culture nerd, big fan of the princess characters, this game is perfect for me. And I played the entire thing in one go, which is unusual for me, because again, not a super big video game person. But the mechanics were easy enough for me to figure out. I passed the levels, but I did miss a few stars in the baking level. But we're not going to talk about how silly that sounds because that level is pretty easy. I don't know where I'm missing the first star. I also just can't decorate a cake to save my life, it turns out. But all of that brings me to what I'm making this week. I love Patissiere Peach's outfit. I think it's adorable, I think it's so cute, and I want to make it. So that's what we're gonna be doing. I'm not gonna go full cosplay because I just can't manage that with my schedule right now. And I've also never styled a wig before, and with everything else going on, I don't have the time to figure it out. So we're only going to be constructing the basic outfit and maybe making a giant cookie. Another reason we're not going full cosplay on this is because I only have a couple days to do this. I really want this video to be up when the game releases. Have I ever made a giant cookie before? No? Do I know how I'm going to do it exactly? Meh. Am I gonna do it anyway? My battery died. In order to make this happen in just 2 days, I decided to buy a round tablecloth that matched the design instead of cutting it out with a pattern, having to finish the bottom hem of a circle skirt, which I really dislike doing, and I only have to finish the waistline. So I bought this tablecloth, which I think looks similar enough to hers, and it's a big circular tablecloth, and I did purchase some white fabric to try and make the shirt, although I haven't decided if I'm going to use it for the shirt or the hat, because I think I have a tablecloth I could use for the shirt that might add some fun texture, but I haven't decided. After tonight, I have just 2 days to finish this project. So let's get going. It is very, very late. What are you doing? You wanna come up? I got the base of the skirt done. Oh my goodness. I got the base of the skirt done, looked at the reference photo again, and realized that there's a solid red strip at the bottom of the skirt and also some scalloped white edges. So I am gonna add those. I got the bodice pieces cut out for the shirt, although I do need a little front flap thing to put all the buttons on. And I'm realizing that there's so much work to be done and so little time to do it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish this in time, but we're gonna give it our best shot. But for now, I'm going to say good night and I'll see you tomorrow. are you ready to go sleeping at night? Oh yes, okay, let's go. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Ah! Hello. It's, well, it's not a couple days later, but it's the day after the next from the last time that I checked in. Yesterday, I had grand plans of catching up on taking March Disney bound pictures because I had none prepared for the next couple of days. Then working on Patisserie Peach, but it ended up taking me all evening to take 4 days worth of pictures. So, Patisserie Peach did not happen yesterday at all, which is unfortunate because that means today and part of tomorrow are all I have left. I wanted to reserve tomorrow for a whole day of editing so that I could get this out in time. I don't think that's realistic anymore, so I'm probably gonna work on this again tomorrow if I have any hope of getting this done. And truly, if I have any hope of getting this done, I need to stop talking and just get to work. So that's what I'm gonna do. Hello. It's the next day. I forgot to film a check-in last night. It got really late, so I just... Can I help you? If you hear any weird noises in the background, that's Pearl. Where did I leave off? I forgot to film a check-in because it got really late and I went to bed and my camera was gonna die and yeah, all these things. But I did get a lot done yesterday. I got the basic construction done on the shirt, except for the sleeves and the collar and the bib and the buttons. So I guess I didn't get that much done on the blouse, actually. The sleeves are constructed, though. The sleeve bumps are also, I'm calling them sleeve bumps. I forget what they're actually called. They have a name, but they just are little bumps that you attach at the shoulder to make sure that your puff sleeves don't droop. And it's actually kind of funny where I learned how to make those because I saw this creator showing how they made their, what do they call them? Sleeve head attachments. I didn't know that that was a thing. They're a cosplayer, and I saw this before I played the demo for Peach Showtime, so I saved it to my references folder on Instagram because I knew I'd want to try it out the next time I make puff sleeves because I make puff sleeves all the time. And it wasn't until I was cutting everything out for this project that I realized they were doing it for a Patisserie Peach cosplay. I thought that was so funny. They probably planted the seed in my brain when I saw the video, and then when I played the demo, I was like, I want to make it. I just think it's funny how easily influenced we all are. So the creator that I learned how to make my sleeve head attachments from and has a beautiful Patisserie Peach cosplay is Pumpkin Pixie Princess on Instagram. Lots of fun, beautiful cosplays, just so well made. Maybe someday I'll be at that level, but today's not that day. So what do we have left to do? Ow! I just pricked my hand on my skirt. It only drew a little blood, it's fine. That's why I like to use clips, because clips only rarely hurt you when you use them, and you have to mess up pretty badly for that to happen. Anyway, getting back on track, what's left? There's so much left to do. So let's go piece by piece. The blouse needs a collar, it needs a little bib thing, it needs the sleeves attached to make the buttons, and the little necktie. On the skirt, I still need to finish putting the trim on, add a zipper, I need to finish the top, and then the skirt will be done. But then that leaves all the accessories, which is a chef hat, an apron, and I don't know if we're getting a giant cookie in this video, but we're gonna try. I've already been talking way too long. 15 minutes. Sheesh. So, to get all of this done today, I'm gonna go get to work. Trying to film this check-in so that I don't reveal the outfit behind me, but it is about 90% put together. The blouse is done, save the jewel. Except for that little detail, the blouse and the skirt are done. The actual apron itself is put together, but I still need to make a giant bow. I love it so much. I tried it on and I couldn't stop swooshing the skirt. And after a few minor adjustments here and there, it finally fits the best that it's going to. There are some issues with the bodice. Every time I've made a bodice using this pattern, it hasn't quite worked out exactly how I need it to be. Completely user error. I need to practice with it more. The bib thing that I made, where the buttons go on the front, it's rough. I think it's a little bit too thin and a little too long, but it does the job. The buttons worked better than I thought they would. I think in the future I would secure the fabric on with hot glue. The collar, I had to chop basically 3/4 of it off because it was too tall, as you saw, but it now looks just right, I think. The zipper is a little wonky. I'm not very good at zippers. For some reason, it just either never lines up at the top or it never lines up at the bottom, or I can never finish the end on the outside to look normal. Someday I'll figure it out. The sleeves are my favorite. The sleeve poofy things that I added, I forget again what they're called, but they make a world of a difference and I love it so much. I'm gonna do it every time I make poofy sleeves now because it was so easy and made such a huge difference in how they look. So there's 5 accessory things left to make. The hat, necktie, and bow I think are gonna be a breeze, so I'm not really worried about those. The piping bag should also not take too long because it's essentially a giant triangle. I think I am going to try to make the piping tip out of what little EVA foam I have left, and if I don't have enough, I'll use felt. For the giant cookie, I'm going to take some of the foam that I have on hand from making puppets, cut it into a giant circle, and then figure out what kind of cookie I want to make. I kind of want to make the ones with the jelly in the middle, but I don't know how I would make the jelly. So we're gonna speed run all of that right now, and then I'll see you in the reveal. Well, I just got done filming all of the reveal shots, and I thought I would film the conclusion while still dressed up because I thought that would be fun, and because I don't want to take it off. I love how it came out. The skirt of the dress is very swooshy, and I love it. I got everything done! This was my first real attempt at cosplay. I think I've come close in the past. I think the closest I got was my webtoon series. I think that came a little bit closer to cosplay, but I guess not fully, but I don't know why it wouldn't be fully. I guess I didn't consider it to be at the time because
I think what I'm trying to say here is that I don't consider myself a cosplayer because I often associate that with a higher skill level than I have in perfectly recreating things. My understanding of cosplay has changed over time. I know that it's not always about perfect recreation, but it's still very hard for my brain to let go of what I previously thought cosplay was. At the time, I didn't consider those projects as cosplay. They were just, oh, me making something inspired by it, when looking at the pictures, it's basically baby cosplay. So I'm glad I could clear that up now because I clearly had no idea what I was talking about in the conclusion. Alright, back to editing.
This one I'm counting as my first cosplay. There's a lot to improve upon with this, but specifically this thing. This is just held on by magnets right now. I couldn't figure out how to attach it. I tried my best to get every element to look reminiscent of the original, including the skirt trim, which took forever because each of these little scallops had to be individually cut, sewn together, turned inside out, pressed, and then sewn to the trim. So it was a lot of work, but I love it. And now I'm just really excited to play the game, which came out on Friday. I'm gonna have to steal one of my family members' Switches to play it. I'm excited. And that's rare for me because, again, like I said, I am not much of a video game person, but when it comes to some games, I am. And I think this is one of them. I thought this would be fun to film with my desk all in disarray because that's how it actually looks whenever I film reveals or bounds, but turns out now I'm just a little self-conscious about the mess behind me, so I'm gonna wrap this up. I love how this turned out, and if you liked it too, you can let me know by hitting the like button, and if you want to see what I'm doing next week, and the week after that, and the week after that, and the week after that, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to know when I post, hit the notification bell and YouTube will let you know. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!